Hello there and welcome to my channel Novice Modelling and the Midlife Crisis. My name is Andy and today I'm going to give you a quick build update on my Airfix 10300 60th anniversary D-Day kit. The last time we spoke we'd kind of figured out how to put this together. The Coastal Fortress, as you can see, we have now, we've kind of completed the Coastal Fortress. The actual painting of it, this is actually just primer. I haven't actually bothered putting any top coat on it because I kind of felt that this was the best look for concrete. We've painted the earthworks in a rather random colour, which is called wooden deck tan XF78, so that's obviously intended for warships. But I kind of felt that it was the most sort of sand compatible colour that I had, that wasn't your regular sort of DAC colours or desert yellow colours. The naval units or the gun emplacements are actually painted in a slightly different colour, which I believe was XF19 Sky Grey, just to give a little bit of variation. And as you can see, the guns and everything actually move, as do the guns in the fortress. I chose not to fix the roof of the fortress down, so that can actually be taken off so we can get access to the inside. And as you can see, we've painted the metal gratings in I think that's gun metal or was it dark iron? Yeah, we painted that in dark iron because that's my favourite go-to sort of metal colour. The rangefinder again is done in a different colour. The guns are done in gunmetal, and this is a sort of colour that I mixed up myself for these gratings and this part here. I did in the last video suggest that I was not exactly happy with the intended camouflage colour scheme that's recommended by Airfix for this. I didn't really like the whole sort of stripy effect, and I said I was going to sort of have a go at making my own. What I actually came up with was, I made a pretend fortress out of one of my 172 aircraft jigs, and I, using various strips of sponges, sponged some paint onto it. Now, I'm not really happy with that. It kind of looks like a 5-year-old's had a go at it, so I'm kind of abandoning that particular plan. I've decided that basically I'm going to leave this as it is for now until I decide exactly what I'm going to be doing with all these kits in the long term. And then obviously if I decide to do a camouflage or camouflage netting or whatever, I'm free to just apply extra paint or whatever as I decide. So that's the Coastal Fortress done. The next thing we moved on to was the 88mm anti-tank gun and Famo. We've had a few problems with this one. I've got the tracks here, as you can see. I painted these up, and when I tried to apply them, one of them pretty much just snapped straight away in my hand. Thinking that maybe I could do something with that, I tried to apply the next one, and lo and behold, the connecting part here snapped off. And as you can probably see, there's actually a weak point here where the mold is faulty. So I'm guessing that was probably on this one as well, and that's probably why my tracks have snapped. So I'm not exactly sure what we're going to do with this, as it's currently trackless, obviously. Because it's trackless, I've decided not to fix it together as yet. That seemed the most logical option to me. This has been painted in the supplied 103 colour, which came with the kit. That is now pretty much drained, incidentally, so you don't get an awful lot of paint with these. Obviously, whatever the olive drab colour is in the supplied paints, I think it's that one, that's not going to go very far when you think we've got about 4 or 5 different armour things to have a go at. So luckily we're going to be using our own Tamiya's probably for most of this. I actually painted this with, again, using my little idea of using sponges to create a sort of random camouflage effect. And I think it's come out pretty all right. It kind of looks okay. I am actually thinking, I did actually sort of think about this more for 135 armour units. So it'll probably look a bit better on a 135 than it does on this 172 scale. But I think it's come out all right. It's kind of interesting anyway. The seats and the interior, the paint, which again was supplied by Airfix, hasn't really sort of took very well there. So it's kind of a bit of a mess, but never mind. We have got a couple of figures to randomly place at some point, which we haven't actually attempted to paint, and we do have a full-on cover if we do so desire to use it. I'm probably just going to leave it off. Incidentally, I forgot there is actually a bunch of shells that come with this. I just haven't quite figured out where I want to stash them yet. It does suggest that you sort of load them into the gun, but I thought they'd be more interesting sort of dotted around, but whatever. The 88mm anti-tank gun, again, we've painted in the same random splatter colour scheme using the 103 provided as the base colour. I had a bit of a struggle getting this together, as some of the parts just really didn't seem to fit very well for me. Incidentally, if you look at the bottom of this, you can actually see it's imprinted 1967. So that's basically, I'm guessing, when this first moulding for this entire kit was produced. So currently it's sort of getting on for 60 years old. So now I've decided these actually, you know, they can actually have these in the transported position as well. I've left it loose, as I think I'm going to have it as a static defense. So obviously if I was to attach this to the road mountings or to the trailer, I'd actually have to glue it in place, because they do actually sit on top and there would be no sort of adhesion there anyway. So I'm leaving that as is for now, and then when I come to decide what I am going to do with all this lot, whenever that time comes, I'm free to do, you know, I can stick it on the trailer or not. We've actually moved on to the Dukw, which we've pretty much finished. We've left our wheels off, obviously, because we've done quite a nice job painting them up. Painting wheels is not one of my favourite chores. I've primed this in white, as you can see. This was primed in white as well, and I think it came out quite nice. I probably primed some of the other American armoured units in grey or black, but I just thought I'd do white for this one to see how it came out. We had a few minor struggles with putting this together. We had some filling, which I think you can see, which we used our Vallejo plastic putty on at the back here. Also around these edges there was a few nasty gaps. When putting this together, it kind of was a bit of a struggle, because it didn't really seem, the form of it didn't really seem to be correct. Again, when we put this bit on here, you can see we've got a nasty hole here which we're going to have to fill. I've left this off at the moment, so I've got access to the cab, so as I can paint that up. We've also got a moulding defect here. This should look square like this, and obviously it isn't, so I'm not quite sure what we're going to do there. But obviously when we put this top piece on, you can see there's a nasty hole there. So I don't know, I might fill that in, or I might just leave it. There's also a top to go on here, just in case you're wondering what these poles are. That goes on like that, and there is a machine gun to attach. You also get these little attachments which you can put on the covering the wheels. I haven't decided whether I'm going to use them or not. I think I kind of like it with the wheels exposed, to be honest with you. I'm not quite sure what the correct way of doing this is, whether it had these on when it was floating and they were removed. I'm not quite sure. I'll probably look into it before I decide what to do. We've got a figure to go in as well. I'm actually leaving all the figures out at the moment. I'm just going to paint these all up at once, I think, with the other figures that come with this kit, and do them sort of mass production, because doing one figure at a time seems like a bit of a bind. But then there's about 160, 170 figures in total with this, so I'm going to have a bit of a nightmare when I come to have to paint them. I'm not looking forward to that, it can be said. So there's a little roundup of where we are at the moment. So we pretty much finished that one. We've finished this one, but it hasn't gone any tracks. We're well on the way to finishing this one, and later on today I think I'm going to have a go with maybe one or two others. I might have a go with the landing craft, or I might try and build up some of the American Army units, and then I can just paint them all in one hit. But I'm going to paint this one up as soon as I finish this video, and I might do a video of me putting some paint on it, I suppose. We'll see how we go. So thanks for watching. Please do like and subscribe, and join me for my model building ride. Be seeing you.